Welcome back to the second channel. Got a different one today. I'm answering a frequently asked question. And I think this might become a series here on the second channel if we get enough of them. So if you have a question about the channel or something about the inner workings of YouTube life, go ahead and drop it in the comments. If we get enough of the same one, I'll address that in a future video. Today's video is how do guns end up on the channel? And there's one of three ways. Now, if you look back through the main channel's list of stuff, you can see about 400 handguns, about 200 rifles, and about a dozen shotguns have been reviewed over the years. That's a lot. Obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious, but I'm not independently wealthy, right? So I'm not purchasing all these. I can't afford to. Not only the cost of the gun, but all the ammo, the equipment, all that kind of stuff. Now, the ammo, the equipment, the software, all that stuff, that's what I'm spending my money on. The guns, either I purchase myself, which is seldom, but sometimes happens. They're purchased with patron funding, which happens sometimes, depends on the number of patrons. Currently, every 3 to 5 months, we can afford to buy something with the patron funding. And when that's done via a vote. I ask for some suggestions, toss in some of my own, correlate those, and once they're all together, then put it to a vote. Last time we had to bracket things down, so it went a couple iterations before deciding what that patron money would be spent on. Now, the extra kind of bummer with the patron funding is not only, and I appreciate all of it, but when I go to withdraw it from patron takes a percentage, and they send it via PayPal that takes a percentage, and then it ends up in my account for me to pay for the gun. So it takes a bit more cash than just the cost of the gun in the account for that. The third way, and the major way where most of this stuff comes from, is from manufacturers. Now, I do not accept a penny from manufacturers at all. In fact, I don't even take the gun in trade for doing the video. The way it's done is if manufacturers willing to send, they agree to a set of terms. Largely that's the format that you guys know and love on the main channel, how the tabletop video works, how the range video works. Do an article, and then I ask for the option to keep the gun afterwards if both sides are happy and I see good potential future use for it. There are quite a few guns that I send back. They don't do anything for me, or I just don't see any use for it. The other exception, or another detail about that, and people often ask, like, so do you love every gun, or why is it that all these videos are so positive? If I have an issue with a firearm that's sent in, and this is just my own ethics, and this is what I think serves you, the audience, the best, and what serves the industry the best. If I have issues with a gun, stop, contact the manufacturer, say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. Did I do something wrong or misunderstand something? Did I miss something in the manual? Why is this happening? I even offer them the footage of it happening if they want to see that. And I give them the chance to fix it. Some companies say, nope, that's just a major flaw. I say, okay, we'll work on it, and I send the gun back, and that gun doesn't appear on the channel. This is why there's certain guns and certain manufacturers that you haven't ever seen on the main channel. If I send it back and it comes back and they fixed it, then that full review comes out, and in it I tell you there was an issue. And I do this because I would like companies to know of a flaw. Also, company has been kind enough to send something. I don't care enough about clicks, obviously, as you can tell by the channel growth, to do an expose, shocked face, wow, this gun's terrible video, because I don't think those really help anyone. Some companies are a lot smaller than you think and may not be able to handle that negative press. Plus, you put out that negative video and they fix it, that negative video, because it's negative, gets clicks, skyrockets, the algorithm takes off with it, and forever that becomes the dominant search result for that product, even though the product has changed. And I don't think that's fair. So I'd rather send it to them, give them a chance to fix it, or in worst case, just not show it at all on the channel. So that's my policy. That's how I've done things. There are companies that have not agreed to the civil protocol, which is fascinating to me since so many hundreds of guns have gone through without problem. And like, for example, what's for dinner? When we do what's for dinner and there's an issue, I try to my best to identify what about that particular load doesn't work in the gun. And I even say over and over again, I've said it hundreds of times, what's for dinner is not pass-fail for the gun or the ammo, it's the combination thereof. And part of why there's 10 of them is sometimes some guns don't like certain loads, and if they do, I'd rather you guys know that in advance so you don't get the gun, get excited, grab that latest hottest defensive round or your favorite ammo or something like that, and you take it out, and because that ammo works so well on other guns, when you have problems with it, then you blame the gun. And it may not be the gun, it's just that gun ammo combination. So I try to be as fair as I can. It's also, I think, why what's for dinner is so important. Even though so many guns run fine with all of it, I have noticed, for example, the Bull Armory SAS2 TAC 4 1/4, the previous generation, love that gun, carried it in the wintertime. I carry the SAS2 Ultralight in the summertime. The Liberty Ammunition 50 grain plus P ammo that I put in the 3 1/4 inch because it's a sub 4 inch barrel and runs great in that gun and prints well. That same ammunition in the 4 1/4 inch from the same manufacturer, same rifling type, etc., although it runs, prints terribly. Something about that ammunition and that barrel length and that rifling, that combo, was creating a massive wild group. Maybe the ammo was going too fast. I'm not sure what it was, but I knew that that's not what I was going to carry. I'll carry something else, which is why we show you the paper targets in our videos. So either I buy it, which is seldom, we buy it with patron funding, which is more frequently, but also seldom, or a manufacturer sends it. And if a manufacturer wants to get on the channel, all they have to do is contact me and say, hey, are you interested in this? Which is another aspect. I, both through the algorithm and you guys, because we do have dedicated subscribers who watch everything, but the algorithm also has sort of pigeonholed the channel into a certain type of firearm. So I do take that into consideration. Some things I just want to show you because I think it's cool. Other things, like if a company wanted to send a long-range precision bolt rifle, that's fun. I enjoy shooting that stuff. But one, I don't have a place to shoot past 100 yards, and two, this audience is here mostly for defensive handgun, so I would decline that. And that's kind of what has bracketed the channel into being the defensive handgun channel that it is. It's what got views, and then what YouTube pushed, and because YouTube pushed it, that became the audience, which then you can see it spirals in and narrows in. It's kind of frustrating as a creator, honestly. I've got a lot of rifles. I enjoy shooting them. They cost a lot more to review because of the ammo costs, and they take a lot more time to review. But I do enjoy rifles, but even when I started this second channel, rifle content, just nobody watched it. Which is extra frustrating because it's taking me more time and costing me more money to make those videos. So I hope this answers the question, how do guns end up on the channel? How come I always see brand X and never see brand Y? Well, that's because brand X likes us, likes you guys, values our audience, and brand Y either only wants to work with paid channels or doesn't want their product seen gone through our range protocol, especially with so many hundreds of other guns already gone through it. There are a couple brands, and I won't drop them now because products can change and companies can change, but there are brands that have specifically not wanted to go through the GBGuns range protocol. And I see those companies shower other channels with guns. These are the channels who say, oh yeah, let's see how accurate it is, and they shoot at a wall of full-size steel and say, oh, look how accurate it is. And they only shoot one type of ammo, and maybe they don't even tell you what that ammo is. Those guys will get those guns. But going through the GBGuns protocol, though it's nothing insane, nothing extreme, it is designed to help you and I identify the strengths and weaknesses of a particular firearm for enthusiast and defensive use. If you have other questions about the channel, how things work here, etc., drop them down below. And like I said, if we get enough of the same question or the same general question, I'll do another video addressing it in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.